that card. Yes, tell me what we discussed yesterday.
We discussed about the syntax of the command line, the command.
Sorry?
We discussed about the syntax of the command.
Mm-hmm.
You say the syntax have a three things: the command name, the option, and target.
Mm-hmm.
We use the example for like move, rm, cp.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very good. So today we are discussing about user administration, user and group management. Something like user and group management. Okay, guys. So user administration. So in Windows and something like in Windows and Mac, the user are created, how to manage. So what is the something like a normal user, root users. So group, how to create a group, how we can assign that group to the particular user. So we will discuss it in this course. Okay, guys, are you able to understand, right? Madhuri, something like because guys are no, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So user management. So something like usually normal user ID starts from 1000 on RHL7 and onwards. So something like how many users created in Linux environment, something like. So we can create how many users? 60,000 users. So in a Linux OS, how many users? 60,000 users. So 60,000 users, something like 0 to 60,000 users, so we can create. So from 0 to 999, something like a from 0 to 999. We'll give you something like users. Something like 0 to 999 system related users from 1000 onwards. 1000 onwards, something like normal user IDs starts. So if you create a normal user, so the ID for the normal user starts from 1000 onwards. A system related users, something like from ID 0 from ID 0 from ID 0 to ID 0 to 1000 999. So we can use for the application users. So we can use for application users. Application users means something like if you install a Tomcat, so the Tomcat user, so it will create something like a ID. It will generate the ID for the application users, network users, and ECT means system related. These are the system related users. So ID root root ID is 0. So root ID is 0. For example, Hari is a normal user. So Hari's ID for Hari user is something like from 1000. So 1000. So guys, now you understand, right? So how many users created? So we can create, so 0 to 60,000. 0 to 60,000 users created. So from 0 to 999, so it's related to a system application users, network users, something like a system related users. It will be a 0 to 999. So from 1000 onwards, so if you create a normal user, the normal user ID starts from 1000 onwards. 1000, 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, something like. Guys, now you understand, right? Guys.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So something like.
Yes.
So something. So something like. Something like. Give me a second, guys. Why? Why I don't know. Who's operating? Yes. So user administration, something like. So what is a group? So group is nothing but something like. So we create a group, something like a DevOps group. So in the DevOps group, DevOps is the group. So user, something like in the DevOps groups, users are Hari, something like Madhuri, Bikash. I don't know exactly spellings. Bikash, something Wasif. So these four are the under the DevOps group, right? So if you assign any permissions to that, any permissions to that, DevOps groups, it automatically get that permissions on the users, right? So groups are users. So groups and users. Now you got it right, guys. For example, DBA people. So DBA having access to the only DBA servers, only database servers. Something like DevOps people only get the DevOps servers, DevOps related servers access, DevOps servers related access. So these are the groups. I already opened this. Here it is. Yeah. So user administration. All users UIDs. So UID means user ID. GID means GID means group ID. Starts from 1000 by default. 1000 by default. All users UID or GID starts from 1000 by default. UIDs, GIDs 60,000. So 0 to 9 system itself users. Something like system itself users. From 1000 to 60,000 all general users users. So for an user account, primary group is mandatory for an user account. So user account, something like a Hari user account, a primary group is mandatory. So if you not assigned, if assigned to any group, user himself behaves as a group. User himself behaves as a group. Something like a group ID. To create a system group ID. How to create the group? How to create the group? The command is group add. The command is group add. To create the system group for a user, it may be a primary or a secondary group. So to create a system group for user, it may be a primary group or secondary group. User having primary group and secondary group. User having primary group and secondary group. Something like so you are mainly onto the DevOps group. But so some network some DB related something like task you need to do. So that time so the primary group is your primary group is DBA. So the secondary group is something like your primary group is DevOps. The secondary group is DBA. Secondary group is DBA. So your part into a primary into your primary into DevOps, a secondary into guys tell me.
DBA?
Yes, DBA. Very good. Why every time it's yeah. So DBA. So something like it's you see right for an user account, primary group is mandatory. If you are not assigning any group, or user himself behaves as a group add. To create a system group, for user, it may be a primary or secondary group, and all groups information available in /etc group. So group add. So group add, group name, group add -g GID group name. What is the syntax? So this is the syntax. So this is the creation of group add HR or group add -g 10,000 something like nagios. So where we can see the groups information, /etc group /etc group. Yeah. So something
So
like
Harry,
yeah. Tell me.
I have a question. So the axis is assigned by the group, or it can go to the individually level as well?
Who? Something like
I'm saying the axis is assigned by group, or it assigned by individual level?
so it varies from company to company. Most of the
Okay.
people something like so most of the people are so I will show you how I can share it. Chup. You see, right? Something like my account ID is unsolve beta account. So I want to log in it to this password. So it will be I am a IAM user. IAM user is nothing but an
Okay.
identity access management user. So I am not a
Okay.
root user. I am a something like a normal user. So
Okay.
while using this user, something like a switch account, right? Role is there, right? So in
Hmm.
that role, something like that is a group. In that group, so in that group, I'm my account, something like my username is there. So something like
Okay.
a same way, how many people are working with something like in my team. The same way the people, something like I'm a senior DevOps engineer. I'm a DevOps group. So in DevOps groups, how many people are working in the DevOps group? So DevOps group is the group. So if you assign any permissions to that group, it automatically
Okay.
get the permissions to. So what are
Okay.
the groups related to that users? Now you understand,
Okay.
right?
But you cannot restrict the permission. For example, like if I am in a group and I
Mhm.
have like 10 folder access, and I
Yes.
want, for example, Harry to have 8 folders access only.
Yeah.
But Harry and me being in the same group, I cannot restrict Harry to have 8 groups,
Yeah,
8 folders, right?
restrict.
Okay.
Something like ACL permissions are there, right? You know already.
Okay.
So something like in the, so
Mhm.
access control list. You want to something like you want to access something like you are into the group, but group having 10 folders, but so some extent type you don't want to something like access that 10 folders. You want to access only 8 folders. So that
Okay.
time you can use XCL's access control list. Access control
Mhm.
list. So if you set something like a set FACL, set FACL, something like you can set the access, right?
Okay.
So set FACL, you can give the some permissions to that folder, particular folder.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Every time I don't want to open. Yeah, why it is not opened? So anyone knows how to open this? So every time I'm going to this and open this. So is there any user admin? What is this text editor? Where the text editor is? Uh, guys, anyone using Mac? Yeah, got it.
Open the item.
Got it. I got it. Yeah. So where the location, where the information, so and all the groups information available in the /etc group. All the groups information will be available in the /etc group. Right? So these are the groups. Something like root is a group. These all are the groups. So why these all are the groups? Why? These all are the groups. Text editor. Yeah. So for a user account, primary group is mandatory. If you not assigned any group, user itself behaves as a group. User itself behaves as a group. For example, I'm creating a user Hari. So the command is user add something like Hari. So I created a Hari, but I was not assigned to any group. If you not assigned any group, himself act as a group, right? So we can see if the something like the group Hari is there or not. You see, Hari, a group created. So if you are not assigning to any primary or secondary group, so user itself act as a group. User itself act as a group. Right, guys? Now you understand.
Yes, I understand.
So
Yeah, who? Yes,
it's me, Madhuri.
Madhuri.
So yeah, the user is created as a group, right? But what if we want to change the group for that user?
Yeah, so definitely I will show you.
Let me
Okay.
add
Yes.
something on it. If a user
Mod.
behaves as a
Yeah, you.
group himself, what kind of permission he have?
So user having.
Yeah, the user we just created and he behaves as a group,
No.
right?
Yeah, he behaves as a group.
And what kind of permission he has for that particular group? For example, you
Are you
created.
having so something like are you having or what are the permissions is Hari having? The same
Yes.
permission will be applicable to group. That Hari group. Okay.
Okay, but we did not assign. I'm like we did not give any permission yet.
Yes. No. So the default permission, something like so when
Okay.
we
Okay.
you got it right. So
Yeah, I got it.
once we complete this so people understand something like okay.
Okay. Okay.
You get the some extent of knowledge.
Okay.
Yeah. So group add. So to create a system group for a user, it may be a primary or secondary group, and all groups information will be available in /etc group. What is the command? Group add group name or group add -g. -g is for GID to set the GID. So actually, So I was not give any GID, any ID to the Hari group. So but it automatically created the GID is group ID is 1000. For EC2 user, what is the GID? 1000. So 1000 is the GID. You can get something like ID Hari. You see, UID means user ID, GID means group ID, something like a groups. So GID means this is the GID, this is the UID. So UID, Hari is the user, Hari is the group, Hari is the group, so Hari is the user. Something like I will show you something like after assigning ID. Yeah. So something like I want to create a group. Group add. What is the command? Group add -g. Small g. You can give the GID something like 10,000. I am giving the fancy number. So fancy number something like a DevOps group. DevOps groups. So now you can see ID DevOps. So not sorry, user, it is a user. Yeah, so it's a cat /etc group 5. What is the grep? Why the grep is using? Grep is to search the DevOps, right? So what is the ID of a DevOps? GID of a DevOps. GID of a DevOps. Now you understand, right? GID. Or we can create the DevOps group. The same like as a group add HR. So HR is one group. Group add -g 10,000 NAGU. So here we created two groups. One is HR, another one is NAGU. Right? You see in the grep HR /etc group. Grep HR /etc group. So what is the grep DevOps /etc group? You see something like a DevOps. So X is the X and the user ID, the GID. So something like group name. The first one is group name, GID, X, secondary group numbers. If you have any, say it will show the secondary groups number. So this is the group information. User add. So how to create the user? To create a new user account by using user add. So what are the options? What are the command syntax? What is the syntax? Command, options and arguments, right? Options and arguments. So what are the options? -u means UID, -small g means primary group, -capital G means secondary group. Here, so how many groups created? HR group created, NAGIOS group created. So something like Hari is related to a primary group is NAGIOS, a secondary group is HR. So -d means the home directory, -c means comment, -s means shell. So whenever you create a user, the user details are going to store under. Whenever you create a user, the user details are going to store under /etc password. Now you understand, right? So whenever you create a user, the user details are going to store under the /etc password, /etc passwd. So whenever you create a group, the group information will be under the /etc group, The details of the group information will be available in the /etc. The user information will be available in the /etc password, /etc password. So group information, we already see this, right? So where the group information available in the /etc group. So group information. So where is the user information? User information will be in the /etc. So what is the data configuration? What is the file? So the file is /etc password. So root is there. What is the UID of root, guys?
0.
0. So bin
Daemon.
1, daemon 2. So something like ADM 3, LP 7. Something like a sync 5, shutdown 6, halt 7, mailx 8, operator something like 11, gems 100, gems 12, FTP. So FTP is a application user. Application user is 14, nobody 19, system D network something like 192. So dbus 81, RPC 32. So these all are the system related users. That's the reason these all are from 0 to 999, right? 0 to 999. So SSHD, so system related user. NFS nobody, system related. So this is normal user. So some the RPC user 29, this is the system related user. So RNGD, this is 998. This is the system related.
user.
Yeah. So you see,
So, Harry, these users were created at the time of the installation.
yes. At the time of
Oh,
installation. So,
okay.
so whatever the UID starts from 1000, it is created after the installation.
After the installation.
So I
Okay.
just created Hari user, right? The UID is 1000. So a normal user's UID starts from
0 to
UID starts from
1000.
1,000.
100,000.
1000. Very good. So where the user information available in which file?
Password.
etc password.
Yeah,
Password.
not a password, pass WD, guys, pass WD. Okay,
Mhm.
/etc pass WD. Now you understand, guys. So whenever we create a user, the user details are going to store under /etc database file, and the user's passwords are so user's information will be under /etc password. The user's passwords are going to store under /etc shadow. The user's information will be in /etc passwd. The passwords information, user's password, Hari user is there. So Hari users. So what is the password? What is the password for Hari? So where the information will be located? Something like I'm creating a password for Hari. So what is the command? Passwd. Passwd is the command to create the password for a particular user. Asking password. I'm giving something like a red hat. Yeah. The password. All authentications tokens updated successfully. Okay. I can see where the information available. Password information. /etc. Guys. Shadow file. So this is the Hari. So this is the Hari user. So this is the password. So this is the password. Okay, guys. This is the passwords information. Password information. So the passwords are going to store under the /etc shadow database file. So shell is used to interact with the system to know how many shells are available in the /etc. So what is a shell, guys? I will show you.
It's default user interface.
Yeah. Yeah. Something like
And
so is Bikash. Guys, so
Yes.
where we install our OS?
and the hardware.
Yeah. So hardware knows only binary language. How to interact, how we can interact with the hardware. So we can interact with the hardware by using OS. Something like a kernel is the art of the OS. So
OS.
kernel is the art of the OS. This is the OS. So in the hardware, we install the OS. So how we can interact with the OS? Through shell only. How we can interact the OS? Through shell only. So this is the shell. So once you logged into the server, so it is once you logged into the server, so so you can, how you can interact with the OS? So you can interact with the, you can interact by the shell. Shell. So which shell we are using? Because shell, SHELL, shell. So which shell we are using? Bin
Bash.
bash shell. Bash means born again shell. Shells
Okay.
are different types, but in Linux, so the Linux we are using bash. Okay. So how you can interact with the, how we can interact with the OS by using shell, something like ls, pwd, anything. So we can interact in the, we can interact with the shell. Now you got it right, guys?
Mhm.
Yeah. So this is the hardware. In the hardware, we install the OS. So once we install the OS, so it something like a default shell already installed on the Linux. A shell will come. So in the shell, we can interact with the, so we can interact with the number of people. So the server is something like the server is in India. Guys, you are in US. So how you can interact with the, how you can interact with that server? By using, so by using a shell, by using a shell, something like putty knows, guys, putty.
I have question, Ari.
Sorry.
I have question.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
GUI is a shell also.
Sorry.
GUI is a shell also. GUI is the shell. So
GUI.
yeah,
The graphical user interface. That's what
yeah,
it's
it's the shells too, right?
Yeah. So shell is something like a graphical.
Shell, okay.
So this is shell. So this is the
Okay.
graph. Okay.
Mhm.
You understand or something like?
Yeah, it's like a terminal or something.
Yeah. So terminal is nothing but a shell. So it's a GUI. Terminal is a GUI. So how you can interact with the server? Something like SSH-P. So the port number is 22, something like a root user at the rate, IP address or host name. So you can access that server. So once you can access the server, so from US to India, I'm in India. So the server is in US. So I can interact with the server through SSH. SSH means secure shell. Secure shell. Now you got it right, guys? Yeah. So shell is used to interact with the system to know how many shells are available. /etc cells. You can, if you use /etc cells, you can find out the shells. Something like a bin bash is the default shell for all Linux and Unix. All Linux and Unix. What is the default shell? Cat /etc shell. No, sorry. Shells. Oops. You see, so bin sh is a shell, bash born again shell. So something like a shell, bash shell, tch shell, kch corn again shell, something like test corn again shell, tch shell. These are the shells we are using, right, guys?
Yes. How do you switch the shell? How do you switch the shell? What command you use?
Yeah,
If you
the
have to
command.
switch the shell. Yeah.
Yeah. So echo is the command. Echo is the print command. Echo is the print command in Linux. So you can use the something like a $shell.
To see your current shell, right?
Yeah.
But if you have to use the other shell, what do you do? How do you do that to switch the shell? What's the command, please?
How do you use the?
If you want to switch from the bash shell to, let's say, C shell, that's what it's asking. How do you go about it?
Run export command, export shell equal to bin csh.
Yeah.
Not 100% sure, but maybe export command is there.
So the default, I actually I also don't know. Yeah, good question, guys. How to? to switch from bash to ZSH, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and
Yeah, exe to bash, exe to ZSH.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
good question, guys. Yeah.
and
So
how is there any difference between those shells? Like in any difference?
yeah, definitely there. So what is the shell? What is the difference? The difference between bash and SH. So ZSH built on top of bash. It's created only bash. Thus, it has a additional features. ZCH is the default shell for macOS and Kali Linux. Z shell provides the user with more flexibility by providing the various features such as plugin support, better customization, and theme support, spelling correction. Okay. SH. So the different shell and environment variables can have same name. TCH. Why is TCH is a path shell variable? Something like bash file descriptors can be used. Bash shifter scripts are everywhere and are considered better. You can get it on the Google because. So
Okay.
that is not a much difference between a shell and bash shell and K shell and C shell. So you can get it. Okay.
Thank you.
So something like so what are the cells? Something like a bin bash and so bin bash and S bin no login. So bin, so bash is the command. Bash is the command. So where it be located? Bin in the binary directory. So binary directory having a commands, that commands will be executed. That commands will be executed. Normal user and super user. So has been no login, has been command, has been, so which user is executed the has been commands? Which user?
Root user.
Root user. So has been no login. So you see no login. So no login. We can create the user, but he cannot interact with the shell. He cannot interact with the shell. So that's the purpose they are using has been no login. Bin bash is the default shell for all Linux Unix. Has been no login is a special shell which gives no interaction with the system. Which gives no interaction with the system. Generally, all the service user accounts are assigned with the no login shells. No login. So very so how many? So guys, who are mute yourself, guys. So something like so bin bash is the default shell for all Linux users. Has been a no login is a special shell which gives no interaction with the system. So if you assign a has been no login, so you see, so something like -s is the option. User add, user add, user add, user add, yeah. User add, guys, user add -s. -s means I'm giving has been no login. Has been no login. No login to Hari. Hari can able to log in the server or not? No, because of so I assigned a has been no login, has been no login, and has been no login. So has been no login is a special cell has-been no login is a special shell which gives no interaction with the systems. No interaction with the system. Generally, all service user accounts are assigned with the no login cells. So what are the service users? So from 0 to from something like a service users, something like application users, FTP. We can verify what are the something like no login cells are there in that. Right now you got it right, guys. Something like, so where I can find out cat /etc or grep. No, first I need to show you everything /etc shadow. What is the database file for what is the detail? So the details whose user login detail user information will be available in the /etc shadow. Right, guys? /etc shadow. User bin bash. So
Can we search like a specific user
yeah, sorry,
information
shadow is
in
a
shadow?
yeah. Not a shadow. Sorry, guys. PassWD. In the PassWD, so we can find the user information. Right, guys? User information will be something like root bin bash bin. This is no has been no login. Daemon has been no login. Something like a sync. So these are all the system related. What are the system related? So something like I already show you FTP. Where is that FTP? So FTP. So FTP is the user. I'm trying to switch to FTP. Something like FTP. You see? So warning, cannot change the directory where FTP, no such file or directory. This account is currently not available. Because of this account is created, but so assigned a has been no login. Has been no login means you can see. So Hari, something like Hari. You see Hari. So Hari having which shell? Bin bash. So FTP having which shell? Guys, tell me, FTP having which shell? Has been no login.
login.
So Hari having bin bash. Bash means born again shell. Yeah. So I'm able to interact with the shell. I'm able to interact with the shell because of I'm having a bin bash. I'm having a bin bash. I'm having a bin bash. Right, guys? You understand, right? So how to exit the user by using exit command or control D command. Exit command or control D command. SU means switch user. SU means SWI TCH switch user. SW means SU means switch user. So I want to switch to something like EC2 user to root, or I want to switch to so root to something like a normal user. A normal user. Guys, now you understand, right?
Yes.
Initially you log in as which user? So something like I'm disconnecting these guys. Is EC2 something like, yeah. So this is the EC2 instance. I'm connecting that instance. I'm connecting this instance. Yeah. So initially you logged in with the EC2 user. EC2 user is a normal user, right? So a normal user's prompt is $prompt. So I want a super user login prompt is hash, right? Super user's login prompt is hash. Normal user login prompt is $. So if you want to come out, so something like if you want to come out, something like so switch to Hari. Something like su sudo su. Something like so I want to switch to something like a Hari or exit. Yeah. So I'm logged in as a EC2 user. Okay. So I want to switch to Hari user. How you can do it? By using SU Hari. Right. Hari user is already created. So if you are switching from normal user to root user or normal user to So normal user to normal user, it's asking password. It's asking password. Right. So if you switch to a normal user to a root user, it's asking password. It's asking password. So something like I'm switching to root user. So I'm trying to switch to root user. I'm trying to switch to sudo is the nothing but a super user. Super user means, so we can switch sudo su hyphen. So I'm trying to switch to root user, but it is asking password. It is asking password. Okay, I'm exiting the Hari group, Hari user, and now I am a EC2 user. I want to switch to from EC2 to root user. So it is not asking the password because it's at the no password for EC2 user. No password for EC2 user. The same way. So I'm trying to switch from a root user to Hari user. If you see, it is asking the password or not. It is asking or not.
No.
No, but from Hari to EC2 user, from Hari to EC2 user, I'm trying to switch to EC2 user. It is asking password. It is asking password. So if you are switching from root to any user, so it will not ask the password because of root user is the
Super user.
super user.
Super user.
So if you are a root user, if you want to switch to Hari user, so if you want to switch to Hari user, if the password is asking or not, if the password is asking or not, from root
It will
user
ask
to
for
Hari
the
user,
password.
from root user to Hari user. So I am the root user, so I switch it to Hari user. Now I am Hari. So if you are a root user, if you want to switch to a Hari user, so if the password is asking or not, here.
He asks in the password.
Here from root to, so this is the root account. I'm switching from root to Hari. So Hari
No,
to Hari. Is it
No.
asking? No.
no.
But if you are switching from normal user to root user, definitely it will ask password. If you ask password. Now guys, now you understand, right? So we'll try it. So I am in the Hari user. I'm in the normal user, right? I'm in the normal user. I'm trying to switch to root. I'm trying to switch to root. See, password is asking or not?
Yes.
Password is asking. Something like I'm exiting that group. I'm in the root group. So I'm trying to switch to Hari user. I'm trying to switch to user. If the password is asking or not?
No.
Not.
So because of, so root user
Yeah,
is
correctly.
super
Root
user.
user.
Yeah. From Hari to you want to switch to normal user to root user. So we have multiple ways. So one is su-root, or something like exit. Yeah. So initially I logged in as a EC2 user. EC2 user. So how you can switch to a root. What is the command? Root su-root. So it's asking password, right? It's asking password. Something like sudo su hyphen. Is it asking password? No, because of, so something like the one of the configuration file, it's set as a something like, we don't, if you use the sudo su hyphen, you cannot asking the password, it automatically switch. Okay, the same way. So control D is the command, and control D is the shortcut for exit the user. Something like one method is su-root, The second method is to switch to the, how to switch to the a normal user to a root user. So you can use the su-root or sudo su-super user. Sudo means super user can do. Super user can do. Su means switch user. So the other way is su
Exit, huh?
su also. So one of the command you can switch to. So that is the one method. So the other method is sudo -i. Yeah. So if you use the sudo, it automatically enter into the without asking a password, it automatically enter into the root user because of sudo user, EC2 user having a sudo permissions. That's the reason it is not asking. The methods, how you can switch from a normal user to root user, Now you understand, right? So su-root is one method. Sudo su-s, sudo su- is one method. Su- is one method. Sudo -i is one method. Sudo-i is one method. Guys, now you understand, right? So normal user, something like a so Hari user is the normal user. So without password, a normal user cannot switch to the root or other normal users. You see, so something like Hari. So normal user to normal user. Hari is a normal user. I am trying to switch to EC2 user. EC2 is a normal user, but it is asking password. So Hari is a normal user. So if it is trying to switch to root, it is asking password. But if you are a root user, so if you switch to any user, it will not ask the password because of super user is root user is a super user. Super user can do anything, right, guys? Understood? So what are the ways to switch to root user? What are the methods from normal user to root user? So the one method is su-root. So other method is sudo-su. The method is su-. So the another method is sudo-i. You guys?
Yeah.
Got it right, guys? Yeah. So
Yes.
so if you interact with the shell, definitely we need a bin bash. So if you don't want to interact with the shell, so you can assign as has been no login. Has been no login. Guys, now you got it. How to assign the password to a user account? How to add so this is the user add. So this is the user add. How to modify the user? You can use the user mod. I will show you. So to assign the password for a user account, I already showed you, right, guys? Passwd username. Passwd username. What is the command? Passwd user name. So what is the user? Something like Hari. Hari is the user. What is the password? Already set. Reset. I'm resetting the password. Right? Passwd Hari. It automatically reset my password and set my password. What is the command? Passwd username. Guys, tell me, what is the command? Passwd username. Guys.
Passwd username.
Yeah. Password options username. So what is the options? -L is make lock the password. -U is unlock the password. -D is delete the password. -S is status. So you something like so in our organization some Linux servers are there. The password is locked. How we can unlock your password? By using the U. How we can set the lock? Something like some contractor guys are there. Some guys are something like work from January to something like a June, 6 months. So we can set the lock for after June. So he is unable to access all the servers. So that's the reason we are setting a lock. So delete the password. -D delete the password. So -S status. For example, user add user1. User add -U. -U means so UID. We can set the UID. So UID to UID 1010 to user2. So user add -small g. -small g means primary group. So user add HR is the primary group. Username is user3. User add hyphen capital G. Capital G means a secondary group. HR is the secondary group for user4. HR is the primary group for user3. User add hyphen small g. A primary group is HR. The secondary group is finance for user5. I want to interact. I don't want to interact with the shell, but I need to create a user. So user6 having the account but unable to log in because of has been no login. User add hyphen c. Hyphen c means a comment. I comment. Hyphen c means comment. This is the FTP user. So has been no login user 7. So FTP user created but not interacting with. So the fields in the password. The /etc password means the user information will be available. Instructor. What is the instructor? First is instructor. So something like 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So what are the fields in the 7? So you can see something like sqd is the user. So x is the password. So 22 is the user ID. 23 is the GID. So proxy is the so user info, something like a comment proxy server. This is the home directory. 6 is the home directory where spool squid. The second one is seventh one is has been no login. Guys, 1 second. Guys, what are the fields in the something like I already show you, right? What are the fields? Yeah, give me a second. Cat /etc pass WD. So what is the information? So Hari, so X 101 101, something like home Hari bin bash. So something like here you see ECT default user, something like, so the one is username. So X is nothing but a password. So this is UID, user ID is 1000, GID is 1000. The comment, what is the comment? EC2 default user is the comment. So what is the something like a home EC2 user, home directory, and the bin bash. I will show you. Something like, so one is user, it is used when user logins. So the second one is password. Next character indicates that encrypted password is stored in /etc shadow file. So UID, user ID. So GID means, so this is the 1000 is the GID, UID. So 1000 is the GID, user ID info comment. I already see, right? So EC2 user comment. The second one is the sixth one is home directory for user. So home directory for the user is, so what is the user for home directory? You see, home directory is, so a normal user will, if you create a normal user account, it will be the home directory for the normal user is /home Hari. So bin bash. So if it is a bin bash, so user is able to access. So if it is a has been no login, so user unable to access the server. Now you got it right, guys. The same shadow means password file. So one is, it is a login name. The second one is, if you encrypted the password, you can see the last something like the third one is minimum. So the minimum number of days required between password change. That is the number of days left before the user is allowed to change his or her password. What is the fourth one? Something like a third one is a last password change. A fourth one is minimum days. The fifth one is maximum days. The sixth one is warning. Something like if you are a Windows user, so something like your group policies are set as a something like after 100 days. So after 100 days, we need to change the password. But before 100, before 100 and 100th day, so from 90th 95 from 95 days onwards, so please reset your password. So your password will be expired in 5 days. The 96th day, so please reset your password. Please please change your password. The password will be expired on 4 days, something like 97th day. So please reset your password. The password will be expired in 3 days, 2 days, 1 day. So it will be lock your password, because of you are not changing your password. It automatically lock your password. Guys, now you understand, right? So warning means before you can reminder that the number of days before password is expired, that user want that his or her password must be changed. So inactive, the number of days after password expires, that account is disabled. The account is disabled. So inactive, expire, the day since from Jan 1st 1970 that account is disabled. So that is an absolute date specified when the login may no longer be caused. Something like I already told you, right? So in a contractor joined in the company, he works only 1 year for that company. So we can set as a expiration. So how to modify a user account properties without deleting the user account? How to modify? By using user mod options uname. User mod options uname. Options means U means user ID, -G means primary group ID, secondary group ID, shell, the same way. The same. What are the options available? The same options you can available in the user mod. So if you create a user, you can use user add. So if you want to modify the created user, so if you modify a user account properties without deleting a user account, so this is the news. Add a user is to multiple secondary groups. So user mod, so you can select multiple user groups the same way. So user modify means, so we can alter or we can edit the properties for that user. So what is the command? User mod. So I want to delete the user. You can use the user del. So to delete a user, delete a user account. So what is the command? User del options username. What are the options? -F recursively delete everything. -F forcefully delete forcefully. Even if your account is logged in. If your account is logged in, I don't want that user. You can use -F. So if you use only user del, so you delete the user, but not deletes the home directory of the user. Something like Hari deleted. Hari don't want Hari account. So if you use your user del command. So if you use the user del command, the home Hari. So the Hari is the something like user del Hari. So Hari user will be created. Hari user will be deleted, but the home directory does not created. So if you use home Hari will not delete. So if you use -R, so it will delete the directory also. It will delete the home directory also. So user del user1 removes the user account, but it won't delete his data. So where the user data will be available, /from Hari. So it won't delete. So using R remove everything related to the user. Remove everything related to the user. The default user administration options are available /etc login defs /etc default user. So when we create the user account, /etc password is users db file, /etc shadow is user password file, /etc group is group information. A home directory creates /home username. So something like, so ID username, which with this you will get the user login with the group information. ID username, I already show you, right guys? So what is the ID for that user? ID Hari. So you can find out the GID and UID of the users. So finger username, it gives the user's information. Chase command. Chase means change age password. So change user password expiration. So here, so we are creating the, we are giving the password, something like passwd command to set the password, to set the password, to set the password. I want to alter the password information also. The command is change command, change user password expiration information. Change user password expiration information. The change command changes the number of days between the password changes and the date of the last password change. The information is used by the system to determine when a user must change his or password. What is the command? So the syntax, command, options, argument. So change is the command. Options, what are the options? -D to set the last password change. -E to set expiration date. I, set password inactive after expiration. L, show account, something like login information. So -M, set minimum number of days password change. So M, set maximum number of days password change. So password change. W, add W, set expiration warning date. Set expiration warning date. So this is the information. So how we can modify this information by using chase hyphen options, chase hyphen, so chase hyphen L Tom, something like I will show you. Yeah, shit. So what is the command? Chase hyphen L, list the information. What is the username? Hari. You see, last password change, password expires never, password inactive never, account expires never. So minimum number of change never, 0. Maximum number of change 99999. So minimum number of warning days 7 days. These all are the defaults because of, so I did not specify any information. Just I created a Hari user and I set the password only. I set the password. I want to modify the something like I want to modify the information. So something like a password expiration warning set. You can use this command. Chase hyphen L Tom. Chase hyphen M. So what is the M? Minimum number of set the minimum number of days. Capital M means maximum number of days. Something like, yeah, I will show you this. I don't know it will work in this. Yep. Hurry. See, the first something like never. But I so minimum number of days 3, maximum number of days 6, warning 5 days, inactive 5 days. After password expiration, it will inactive. Yeah. Now you see, so the change January 10, 2023, January 15, 2023, never. Some password account expires. So number of days between change password 3 days. Number of between change password from 16 days. Warnings is 5 days. You see how to change the password information. Guys, now you understand, right? Guys, understood or not?
Yeah, it's understood.
Okay, very good. So I already uploaded this document in the shared directory. You can watch and so you can read it and you can practice that. Okay, guys.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah. Stop recording this. So there is no class, something like no class tomorrow and day after tomorrow. Something like in India, there is no classes from Saturday and Sunday. So we will continue on something like from your perspective, Sunday night. Okay.
So there's no class tomorrow, Friday?
Yeah, tomorrow and day after tomorrow.
Oh, Friday and Saturday. Okay.
Yeah. So it will be, so in India, something like Saturday and Sunday. So there is no class on Saturday, Sundays. So it will be on something like a Sunday night, right? Something like a year Monday morning is it was Sunday night.
Oh, okay. So now it's Friday morning in India?
Yes, you see.
Okay.
So this is the Friday, 11 November 1916 AM.
Oh.
So today's
Yeah.
time, today's date is Friday, length number 9:16 AM.
11? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.